Hey guys, it's Samantha from Samantha's Design. So good to see you again today. Hope you're doing well. I've got a new project to share with you today. We're going to create a card similar to this one. Pretty much the same. A few elements are going to change just slightly a little bit. But I was having a play last night and this one kind of formed in my head. Of the different elements I wanted to put together for kind of a scene card. And this is how it turned out, and I think it's really, really darling. If you have watched my channel, you may have seen me create some of these little sentiment tags here, and I'm going to use another one of those today that I made in that batch. This is one of them that I made. And then if you've seen my Dollar Tree haul, these are the stickers that I found at Dollar Tree, the little trees. They reminded me of fall, so I kind of wanted to do something fallish. I don't know that this technically is fallish, but I loved how it turned out. So I just wanted to share with you how I made this card. So let's get started. So what you're going to need to do this are a few things. I am using the Distressed Oxide in Broken China and Stampin' Up! Hello Honey. Those are the two inks I'm using for just some little bit of blending, not much to it. You're also going to need something for your trees. You could stamp trees, fussy cut them out, whatever you have on hand. These I found at Dollar Tree. You'll see it at my last Dollar Tree haul by Paper Crafter Square, Paper Crafts. I don't know which one's actually the company. But anyway, they have these little trees, and when I saw these stickers, I was like, oh, they are so cute. They are dimensional. They are not regular puffy stickers in that they're not very soft. They are hard to touch, but they came in all these little cool little colors and designs, and so when I got these, as soon as I saw these, I was like, I'm gonna make something with those. So that's kind of the inspiration of that. Also, you're gonna need a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock in whatever color you wish. I'm using white as a background that's dry embossed with whatever embossing folder you have on hand that you like. So let me show you the one that I used for this. Okay, here is the one I used. This is a Cuttlebug folder, and I've had this in my stash forever. So you don't have to use this exact one. Always use whatever you have on hand. I'm a big fan of that. And then for the die cuts, I have a kind of a larger oval in my die cutting stash. I have these little houses, and I actually have two different ones. I have these little kind of squattier houses, but I like the larger one better. And then I have a stitched sun die cut that I cut out as well, and then the little tags that I made earlier. Okay. So let me show you how to get this together. You are going to need also a card base. I am using one that is going to be a top folding note card. So this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper cut in half at 4 1/4. I'm going to score this at 5.5, and then we're going to get started. Okay, I'm going to use a pro tip that I picked up from Kathy Zelski. If I can find the end of my washi tape, that is. This is 110-pound paper that I'm using. This Recollections cardstock from Michaels. I use that because right now, at least since the pandemic, they've had like 20% off coupon. Pretty much you can use all the time, it seems like. And so I've been using that a lot to buy staples. And if you put a piece of washi tape, now I did put it on my clothes to get some more of the stickiness off, but if you put a piece of washi or whatever in there and then you do this, then your card stays closed while you're trying to make it, which is a game changer. At least I believe so for me. Okay, so next is going to be just putting the layer of embossed cardstock on top. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna use tape runner for this. And I'm going to eyeball the center. I'm not a great person about centering things. I try really hard, but I'm not always great at it. Okay, so there we have that. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Oh, I didn't save a piece of, oh, here's a piece of scrap. Okay. Because on my sample, I really like to have a little bit of contrast in the house. So I used a little bit of that Hello Honey Stampin' Up! To blend on a piece of scrap so that I could put it behind the die cut so it looks like there's somebody home and there's light coming out of the windows. That's kind of what I did. And then also I do the sun as well. Let me find my little scrap piece of paper that's been well loved. And then I use just a makeup sponge blender brush. I don't have any of the fancy brushes that people have. So I just make do with this. I think this works just as well. And yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna basically cut off a little sliver of this because this is what's gonna back behind. And I can't cut straight. This is why I love paper crafting, because we have cutters, my Fiskars cutter and stuff to help me keep things straight. Now that I did not make light enough sugar, or did I? Not quite. Okay, let's try that again. If first you don't succeed, do it one more time. Okay, now this time let's cut off a little bit more. That's probably gonna be too wide. And it is, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. I'm gonna use my Elmer's Craft Bond. If you've been watching me lately, if anybody's been watching my videos, I don't think many people have, but I use this because I like the way it stays glued. It works really well. I don't have any problems with it. Okay, so I'm going to put that right on the edge because I'm going to be trimming this down and get all this out later. But right this minute, I want this to just kind of glue and get bonded. Bond. Have a good bond. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing to the sunshine. And I'm just doing really light. I'm not putting much color down at all. Just like that. And while I'm blending, I'm also going to do my little cloud cover. So I took the oval and I used that, and this is a Lawn Fawn stencil, cloud stencil, and I'm going to use that to make the clouds. Now, one of the things I noticed when I did this the first time, I had a hard time getting my stencil to stay put. So I am again going to use some of this washi tape that I would not use on a card because I don't really like it that well. And so let's just kind of put that here and take this on the back so maybe it won't move like I was having, because I did have a lot of movement when I did this last night, which was really ticking me off. And then this is the broken china. Again, I'm just keeping this really light. I'm not trying to make it really dark. I'm just trying to get a little bit of color down to add some interest. Well, that's fine, I can stay there. To this, let's do maybe that next. I'm trying to use different portions of it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna fill this in, and that's easy peasy as well. Alright, get this off of there. Alright, so there's that element. Let's cut this down just a tad bit more. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna mess up my chimney here trying to do this. That would not go well. There you go. It's a little bent. That's okay. And then, see, I did this really too well, guys. I did better last night when I cut this down. Okay, I can deal with that. Okay, get all of my trash out of here. Alright, so I'm going to bring this back in. Now, I did a lot of layers, and I'm still going to do that, but I did pop this up last night, and I figured out it's too much with the trees to do that. So for this one, I'm still going to just put this flat down. I'm not going to pop this up this time. And I am going toward the bottom because the sun has got to have plenty of space. So I am not putting that toward the top, more toward the bottom. And also my sun last night was sticking out, which means this one I'm going to have to make an envelope that's a little bigger so I can mail it. So for this one, that works much better because now everything is there. So this is going to go here, and I think I am going to pop him up with a little bit of dimension. I'm using the Jot foam mounting squares. I've decided these are one of my favorites lately. This is from Dollar Tree because they are thin. They're not hugely thick. Sometimes I like a really thick popped up element, but a lot of times I don't want such a huge popped up die cut. So this works well because it's pretty thin, but it still gives some dimension. So for this one, I'm just going to put this right here. And let's see if we can get another one of these skinnier ones I cut. And I got my hair everywhere. Oh. There we go. And if I put that up there, that's perfect. Okay. So this is going to go down here. All right, now I'm going to bring in my trees. And I'm going to do a little different than the one yesterday. So I think I'm going to do this little guy, or this tall guy. He's not too little. And then I need one that's a little shorter. Maybe this little one. Could go over here actually. Let's do 3 trees today. I really like those tall ones, but I also like this guy too. Let's do him. There you go. I like that. Okay, now to get the sentiment on, what I did, which is what I'm going to do, again, I'm using some Recollections. These are circular dots, and they come in different sizes. I don't think it really matters, but I did like using the largest one for this. So that's going to go right in the center of the sun, just like that. I'm going to take off the foam dot, if I can get it to let go. Oh gosh, it's not going to come off. Those things can be difficult. And then I'm taking the sentiment and making sure that the words are going to show. So I'm going to hang this around this little foam. I think I am, but it wants to stick to it, which is also okay, but I kind of just want it to hang. I don't want it to be stuck to it. Okay, so now I fumble so hard when I get on camera. What is that? Just like that. Then again, I'm trying to make sure it does it. Okay, there you go. Now to add just a little another thing that's a little homespun whimsy, I'm gonna add one button to the middle of my sunshine. I don't know, you know, that's just one of those little things that you do and you're like, it just needs something else. You're not really sure. But as soon as I put that button on last night, I was like, yes, that's what it's missing. And I'm going to use a glue dot for this. I think I'm going to use a glue dot. Yes. And put that right there. And there is the card. Get everything out of the way. Isn't it too cute? It is so cute. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you'll get your supplies out and do something creative today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Leave comments below. I love hearing from all of you, and I hope you're having a great crafty day. See you later.